live stream out to other people who might enjoy it. So we are looking at the week of May 4th to May 10th of 2026. So on Monday, May 4th, we have Mars squaring Jupiter. On Tuesday, May 5th, Mercury is square Pluto. And then Wednesday, May 6th, Pluto stations retrograde. And I literally wrote, I have a giant calendar up here that I built for the whole year. And I remember writing on this specific day, very interesting that, you know, Mercury squares Pluto right as Pluto's about to retrograde. And there's some interesting energy that I want to talk about that's coming up with that. And then Sunday, May 10th is actually Mother's Day, by the way, if you didn't know. And then the sun is sextile Jupiter. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen with everybody. You started work at 11. Oh, perfect. I mean, let's go. Honestly, I'm like, maybe 11 is the vibe. I don't know. Sundays are such interesting days for everybody. Sundays are my like energetic Monday. So I just, yeah. And Spirit, you said you have a trigonometry test on Tuesday. For studying, look at your Mercury placement and adhere to how you operate. Everybody's different. I have a photographic memory, and I know not everybody has that. Look at your Mercury, and that's like your little key to how you learn and retain information. So if you have a water Mercury, it has to be emotionally invested. So you need to maybe emotional music or music. If you're Earth Mercury, you need to have hands-on like physical like things going on to help you with studying. It has to be like tactile. Air Mercury, it's stored up in your brain. You just gotta like repeat. And then Fire Mercury, have a lot of like energy going into it or save energy. So to like focus on it. How do I do what? What am I doing that you're asking about? Welcome, Anna. Welcome, Lily. Thank you guys for the follows. All right, so we are gonna look here and we are gonna look at the 4th because on the 4th, Mars is squaring Jupiter. So we have Mars at 19 degrees of Aries and Jupiter is at 19 degrees of Cancer, which creates a 90-degree angle, which is a square. So for those of you who are new in this space, I like to talk about squares in the same way over and over again. I feel like if you've been here, you're like, gosh, you sound like a broken record. But squares are tension. It creates tension. I like to think of the tectonic plates when they're rubbing up against each other. Something happens, right? Something has to transpire. And what is transpiring is something. It can be an earthquake, a tsunami, you know, something happens when the tectonic plates rub against each other. And so we have Mars in Aries and Jupiter in Cancer. And this is interesting energy that now that I'm tapping into it. And for those of you who are joining for the first time, I don't look at the transits until I'm sitting right here with you guys. Like this is just straight off the dome, me reading the energy just so you're aware and know what's going on. So Mars in Aries, he's actually at home in Aries. This is a very, very intense, powerful masculine energy that we have. There's a lot of like go, go, go energy that's coming up with this. And Mars here is like getting things done for the sake of getting things done, starting things for the sake of starting things. Read a philosophy paper and it's all correct, let me tell you, for a journalism course. Oh, okay. I'm going to be focused on this, but you're welcome to throw it in the comment. I'm doing really good. Thanks for asking. Appreciate it. If you guys want to share stuff with me or share stuff with community spaces, I have a Discord community that is filled with amazing people. All that is linked in my bio. All right, thanks for the follow, Pisces. Jupiter is in Cancer right now, which is really expanding us into receptivity. And so, this totally makes sense. Oh my gosh, now that I'm like naming these pieces, thank you. Yeah, I'm loving all the people that are joining the Discord. We have like 3 new clubs starting up this month, so come join. We have an art club, we have a book club, we have a mythology club that's starting up, we have a herbal club, movie club, and so much more. If you want to bring your own passions, come join. We have a writers guild, we do writing and stuff. Okay, cool. So back to your regularly programmed schedule. Astrology. Monday, May 4th, Mars is squaring Jupiter. So this is our will, our drive, Mars, our masculine energy that's at tension with expansion. Oh my gosh. And this totally makes sense. I would love to hear how some people are feeling into this, because we can start feeling this square build right now. All of these transits we feel build until I'm talking about the moment, and then they ebb. And so we're feeling this sort of resistance of like, I have to do everything by myself. I need to like go, I need to get things done. I need to be productive. I need to do things, squaring this energy of receptivity. Jupiter in Cancer is literally like, you are worth everything you desire by just being. And so I'm like, there's 2 wolves inside of me, one that wants to receive things and one's that wants to like do things. And so it's like, there's this tension that's coming up between like taking action on things in your life and then actually sitting back and receiving and allowing things to come to you. It's very much like this Jupiter in Cancer is very much like Empress energy in the tarot deck. Like it's like just like sitting back in your throne and just like letting things come to you, right? And so, but Mars in Aries is like, but we got to like make momentum. We've got to do things. And so when we have a square happening, these 2 are just at odds. And so there is something that does come as a result of it. It's going to be deeply unique for you and your personal experience based off your own natal chart. Again, I'm talking about like overarching things that are happening. I go a bit deeper for personal interpretations on my newsletter. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe through the link in my bio. Letters from the 8th house is what it's called. So, this is like the result of like the dichotomy between like giving and receiving is really just like learning those parts of yourself. And so I feel like we're getting a deeper opportunity to see the part of us that really wants to take action. Why it wants to take action. Is it from survival or is it from like inspiration, right? That's a deeper thread of this. And the same part for the receptivity. Is it I'm staying in my comfort zone and I don't want to take action? Or is it I deeply know that things are coming to me and I need to rest and recharge? So and I'm getting full body chills as I say that. So like that's a deeper thread that's available, is getting to know these aspects of self. Georgina said, yes, this energy right now. Pull the wolf spirit with Mars and Neptune today. Makes sense. Yes. You have Mars and Pisces, bless. So it's definitely in the air. And a lot of it's funny because if you watch my readings here over on TikTok, I find that when I'm reading, I am collectively reading the astrology. It's all interwoven, as above, so below, right? And so reading this here in the chart, I'm like, duh. And like I said prior, I don't look at the transits until I'm sitting right here with you guys. I even as an astrologer, and I like to take this pause to explain this to you guys, is even as an astrologer, I don't future trip with my astrology or my transits, because I know what's supposed to happen is going to happen, and I have all the tools necessary to move through these things. Because if we try to over prepare for transits that come up, we can kind of psych ourselves out and create a reality because we're thinking about it so much, and that thing transpires. So sometimes you just got to live your life. Okay. But I think there is something to like hearing these things and like getting that confirmation of like, oh, it's not all just in my head. Like this is something that is moving through us. Yes. Thank you, Jessica. I mean, I see a lot of people obsessed with astrology and are like, well, this is what's going down. This is a transit. I'm going through my Saturn return. I talk to my clients that have Saturn returns coming up, and I'm like, I will tell you what it's about, but the more you try to prepare for it, the more Saturn will go, hey, haha, I heard you have a plan for me. I'm going to switch it up. Just saying. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, you gotta live life. And I'm saying this as a professional astrologer, guys. And the only reason that I'm able to do this at such a deep state is because I live the astrology. I'm living it. I'm embodying it. I'm doing it. I'm not, thanks for the follow, Jessica. Saturn return told me Saturn was returning when it happened. Yeah, I was like, hey, by the way, have you ever heard of Saturn return? Yeah, you're going through it right now. Thanks for the follow. Candy, appreciate it, guys. Yeah. And I see a lot of people starting to get into astrology and they're like, oh my God, the Saturn return. Guys, just know that like it will be okay. It's actually for your greatest good as you're entering true adulthood. That's how I look at Saturn. Welcome everybody. If this is the first time you guys are popping in or seeing me or meeting me, I'm Izzy. I go by 8th House Mercury here, and on my other account I go by Astramia. That's where I do all the astrology stuff. So every Sunday I go live here to talk about the astro forecast for the week ahead. Normally it's at 2 p.m, but I have some things going on later today, so I'm live right now. If you can't stay for the full live stream, I re-upload it to YouTube. Don't worry, I re-upload it to YouTube. You can put it on in the background like a little podcast, or I have my newsletter where I take everything I'm talking about right here and I put it in a written format, because I know I got some people that love reading here. So you can subscribe. It hits your inbox on Monday. It's free. Yay, Jessica, I'm so glad too. I had a feeling that I needed to, everything works out according to plan, because right, I have things going on later today. I would have been live later and I wouldn't have caught you and you guys wouldn't have caught me. I'm also going to go ahead and say hi over on my astrology account here on TikTok. That's where I post like the updates, so you can take a peek there as well. Yay. Okay, so this is Monday. This is just Monday we're talking about here. And so there's going to be that tension. And as a result, you're going to get to know these parts of you. And of course, this could be external influence as well. There might be masculine energy that's saying you need to take action on things, or a feminine energy saying like you need to sit back and receive, or this could be playing out more in a external play in your life versus internal, but it works both ways, guys. So always use your own discernment when interpreting these things or receiving them as well. Thanks for the follow, you guys. I appreciate it. So this is energy that's been kind of coming up in the field, especially because we do have a lot of Aries energy right now. Neptune moved into Aries, Saturn's in Aries, Mars is in Aries, and Chiron is still in Aries as well. So we still have these themes of identity that are really present right now, and action around identity. Now, Saturn in Aries has been really telling us to slow down and build thoughtfully. So Mars is kind of a little bit of the outlier here of like go, go, go. Just be aware. It's kind of the Mars and Aries can be kind of like burning the candle at both ends. And so this square to Jupiter is like that reminding of like, you are human. You're not a machine, right? You have to sit back and recharge your battery. You have to sit back and receive. And so for some people, I could actually see this square being like literally being physically put in your place. That being like, you actually get hurt. I'm not manifesting that for anybody, but that can be results of these squares where I know for myself, when I'm not fully present in my body, I'll start running into things as a reminder of like, you're in a body, Izzy, you're in a body, right? So those things can happen. This square could also bring up more like, oh, things coming in when you do slow down. And that's actually really funny, because yesterday I think is the first day I've like really consciously taken off from doing the work that I do here. And I was hanging out with my nieces, and I probably made more money yesterday than I did when I'm always working. So Spirit really likes to show that to me, and it's a really fun lesson. So, okay, let's jump into talking about Tuesday. Let's go ahead and jump ahead. Yeah, it's such a blessing. Welcome. Thanks for the follow, Woodstock. Crack my neck, and thank you guys for liking and sharing the live. This is so sweet. It gets it out to people who might enjoy it as well. So on the 5th, we have Mercury making a square to Pluto. And now I literally wrote down on my giant calendar over here, I know you guys can't see it, on May 26th, I wrote square before retrograde. I was like, this is very interesting, because we have Mercury at 5 degrees of Taurus making a square to Pluto at 5 degrees of Aquarius. Okay. And Pluto's at this sort of moment. So when the next day, Wednesday, May 6th, Pluto stations retrograde. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because when a planet is about to go retrograde, it kind of like is at this like standstill, like momentum. So it's like slowing down and is almost stopped. And so there's something really potent about that frequency of momentum that's coming up here, where it's like, what is like there's a moment of the imagery coming through is like trying to like walk through water, where it's like you can't go as quick as you want to. So this square, especially because Mercury's in Taurus, which is not the most cerebral sign for Mercury to be in, it's more body-based wisdom. It's like this, it's funny, I just literally posted a message last night about like there's enough time, like you don't need to rush things, and there's kind of there's something about that energy that's coming up of like letting things slow down, letting things cook. So let's talk a little bit about Pluto. Pluto's been in Aquarius since November 2024 and is fully in Aquarius now. And Pluto is the planet that's furthest away from us, which creates a generational feeling. So Pluto's less of a personal sign unless you're sitting with me for a natal chart reading, which as an evolutionary astrologer, I look at Pluto in a whole different lens. So if you want to get a reading from me, all that info's on my website. Now, Pluto in Aquarius is a societal shift. We are like, genuinely guys, if you didn't know this, we're in like the Wild West of new energy right now. So take advantage of it, like create. And Pluto in Aquarius has been calling out like raw authenticity. It's like authenticity or bust. Like, especially with the advancements of AI. Now AI is a tool. What you do with that tool is yours, okay? But there is a deeper level of authenticity that's coming up with Pluto in Aquarius, right? Pluto in Aquarius is saying like, we want your freak flag to fly. We want you to be you no matter what. That's the only thing that is going to work. And so with Mercury making a square to Pluto here, there's something about like, there feels like this like tension around like not, oh man. Yeah. And I can even feel this happening at an embodied level. Thanks for the follow, Brandy. Because Mercury's in Taurus and Mercury is like our communication. And by the way, I'm ruled by Mercury. So as I'm feeling into this, like Mercury in Taurus is so like subtle in communication. It's like being able to pick up on body language at a deeper level and being able to like connect deeper to like the subtle vibrations of earth and reality that is presently in front of us, like the physicality of that. And so there's something around like understanding that there is like a bigger cerebral picture happening here, Pluto in Aquarius, like there's bigger change coming up, but it's almost like there's tension around how it fits in your body, how it fits in how you communicate, how it fits in like getting things done. And there's just this tension around like making sense of the world that's going on in this non-physically tangible world. Does that make sense? I feel like I sound a little kooky, but welcome. I am a little bit kooky when it comes to interpreting astrology. Everybody shoot Daniel a message, you'll get money or whatever. Thank you. Thanks, Duke. And this is the like differentiation between Aquarius energy and Taurus energy. Aquarius is all, guys, I'm telling you my lived experience. I'm Aquarius moon with a Taurus sun. This is literally my experience embodied, which is like, I'm deeply aware that we are like these cosmic beings that are in this like massive field of vibrational frequency. But then there's the Taurus part that brings in the density of our physical reality. Okay. Is that real? No, it's a bot. Don't message him. But I always like to like give them a little shout out. They're doing hard work. So Taurus and Mercury is like this. Mercury in Taurus, Taurus, is this more like dense. You know what it is? This is so interesting. The image that's coming to my mind is sort of like, when you are observing particles, you can like, everything is, this is quantum science I'm talking about here. The square is quantum science happening, where it's like when you're actually physically seeing something, the object is there. But when you're not presently observing it, is it there, right? Is the vibrational force there? That's a whole different thing. Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm getting quantum here. I'm like, oh, this is like, but this is what's coming up is like Mercury and Taurus is really like this density around communication, but it brings in like the vocal cords and the tones of things where it's like, this square is like you're speaking things into form, but there's almost like a discrepancy that's happening. A little bit of a discrepancy happening between like what is being like built in the quantum realm with Pluto and Aquarius at a society level versus like what is actually showing up. And there's a matter of like, and squares create tension, guys. So it's what is coming up from this tension and what is the opportunity present. I always look at astrology as an opportunity. You could have a meltdown and cry about it, and that's an opportunity for you to get closer to you. That's always how I'm going to be looking at astrology. And so this square is kind of like, it's a little bit of like, I don't feel like my, like what I've been speaking out is matching this. And so it's a matter of like, where can I be more honest with myself of like what is presently happening in my reality and like speaking things into existence and getting closer to that. So there's going to be this tension around like what is actually happening at a collective level, what's coming up. And it feels like now Spirit's showing me in my mind's eye. And this is kind of how I interpret astrology. And if you've ever had a reading with me, you know, I get in the zone and I'm literally seeing like a part of the energetic realm being like under construction, right? Under construction. And we can't access that. So it's kind of like a roundabout way of like, what can you do in your physical reality to actually take care of yourself? And a lot of this is like talking about it. Mercury and Taurus, like you need to actually like have conversations because there's something about like the vocal frequency of what you're sharing that's important. And singing feels really important. Oh, well, hello. I didn't know you were hiding there, ma'am. My mom's dog, I thought she was outside, but apparently she's not. Apparently she is not. I'm not sure what is happening. Okay, cool. Sorry. I live on a giant property with my whole family and we have plans. And I was like, I hope they're not summoning me for plans. Hi, bud. Oh my gosh, it has been a while. I'm so good. How are you? Welcome. Okay, so I was like, where was I going with this? I was kind of going on a tangent. Okay, but the next day, the reason why like this is such an interesting energy is because Pluto goes retrograde. So all this sort of collective energy, it's kind of like it's kind of like this like big like, how do I explain what's showing up in my head? Welcome to the life of... Oh, thanks for the follow, Jack. I appreciate it. It's kind of like... Yes. So Pluto goes retrograde about half the year. That's a normal experience. Pluto is going to be retrograde until October 2026. So October of this month. Thanks for the follow. Thank you for sharing the live, guys. I appreciate it too. And all the likes and follows. You guys are so sweet. So on Wednesday, May 6th, Pluto goes retrograde. So we're going to kind of, you can read about that, Jack, on my newsletter. Let me plug this. If you subscribe to my newsletter, I will personalize everything I'm talking about for you guys. By the way, if you guys didn't know that. Oh, bless. You have Pluto on. You're a walking, talking tower moment for people. I actually have a couple friends that have that same placement. Okay, so Pluto goes retrograde. So take a peek at that. So if you noticed, the text went red. So Mercury's already moving so fast and is at 5 degrees or 7 degrees from that shift. And so that's why this is so interesting. Astrology is so cool. There's this like, I really feel Tuesday, May 5th, there's going to be something that is like in the form of like physical communication or something being communicated in your reality, whether it's from you to you or from somebody outside of you to you, that is going to kind of bring you at like invite you into a deeper introspection. And I say that because literally Pluto goes retrograde the next day. So then this sort of collective quantum energy that I've been talking about with Pluto in Aquarius, where it's like this heightened energy, is going to go inwards. Pluto moving retrograde. Pluto's going to be retrograde, like I said, until October. I'll look at the exact date. I wrote it down over here. October 16th. Okay. And so whenever Pluto goes retrograde, it just means that this sort of like at a societal level, we've been like a lot of inventions, a lot of things have been shifting. It's more like on the outer field where we're actually seeing things happen. It's going to move internally. So there's going to be a lot more of internal exploration. I heard like the new frontier is inside of you. That's kind of Pluto retrograde. So whenever Pluto's going retrograde, it's shifting inwards. You're more exploring the inner realm within you and understanding new ideas, new personal functions of like how you perceive things. It's really cool. So, but this, again, I feel like I'll probably write a little bit more in depth on this as for my newsletter, because I feel like there's more that wants to be said here, but I don't want to get too hung up on it right now here in the moment. But Pluto retrograde is just taking, at a societal level, we'll notice some things kind of halt as far as like inventions go or things being put out there. It's going to be more of this like pause. I don't do a lot of political interpretations or things like that. You can find a different astrologer for that. But yeah, exactly, Duke. Yeah, rediscovering inner power type of stuff for sure. Yes, exactly. And I love it. And so it's that whole thing of as within, so without, astrology as above, so below. It's just this mirroring thing that's happening. So wherever Pluto is transiting within your natal chart, you'll be able to get a deeper sense. And just a quick kind of deep dive of that. If you are an Aquarius rising, it's in your first house of self. If you are a Capricorn rising, or let's go this way. Yeah. If you're a Pisces rising, it's in your 12th house of, I have to like write it out. It's in the 12th house, 11th, 10th. Whoa, no, that is wrong. Hold up. Wait, no, it is right. 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. Okay, so if you're Aquarius rising, Pluto is in your first house of identity. That's being under transformation. If you are a Pisces rising, 12th house of your subconscious terrain, so more subconscious patternings. If you are an Aries rising, it's in your 11th house of community and connection, as far as like bigger connection, networking. Taurus rising, 10th house of career. Gemini rising, 9th house of higher beliefs and learning. Cancer rising, 8th house of death and transformation and occultism and sex and all the taboo things. 7th house for Leo rising, so relationships. Virgo risings, 6th house of day-to-day routines. And Libra risings, 5th house of creativity and art, fun, dating. Scorpio rising, 4th house of home and roots and ancestry. Sagittarius risings, 3rd house of your one-to-one communication and mind as well, mind space. And Capricorn rising, 2nd house of body, worth, and all of that stuff. Cool. Gave you guys a little recap. Okay, let's jump ahead to the 10th, which is actually Mother's Day. Pew, 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 pew. Shout out to moms. We love moms. Okay. So on Mother's Day, this is actually such beautiful energy. The sun is at 20 degrees of Taurus and Jupiter is at 20 degrees of Cancer. This is such beautiful energy for Mother's Day. So if you guys don't have plans, if you like, this would just be a beautiful day if you're able to dedicate it to mom and, or just that energy of mother. Yummy energy. So the sun in Taurus, 20 degrees. I love this energy because Taurus is all about like the physical reality, taste, touch, sight, sound, smell, like all the 5 senses, and really just like deepening into what it means to be human and what it means to be here on Earth. And there's such a beautiful deliciousness to being embodied here. And this sextile to Jupiter is really about receptivity. So Sunday is such a beautiful energy. If you are a mom, to sit back into such a receptive energy, to sit back into that Empress energy. It really does feel like that connection of the Empress mixed with the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, like really just sitting back and receiving. It does not matter if you're a mom or not. This is a beautiful day for you to like sit back and just like really deepen into what you've cultivated for yourself, how life has been unfolding for you, how life has been actually it's almost like, can you actually let yourself receive help? Can you let yourself receive nourishment and like physical nourishment? With Taurus here, it's really about like physical nourishment, and the sun being in Taurus, this is our ego identity. It's like, can we see a part of our self and our identity here being nourished and like being appreciated and like having our cups filled. I'm seeing like the 10 of cups in my mind's eye of like happy, healthy home sort of energy. So again, this is Sunday, May 10th, which is such a beautiful, beautiful energy to like kind of wrap up the weekend. And I'm so excited because I'll be seeing you guys on that day, because I'll be live again doing this exact same thing. And I'm excited to like deepen into that tender energy, and you guys get to see me in the embodiment of that as well. Oh, I'm like, what else about that? Sextiles are just fun energy. This is a beautifully creative day as well. If you feel that call to like cook good, nourishing food, to create art, write poetry. For some people, like if there's a body of water near you, like letting yourself like soak in the water, like being in, I heard like hot springs, maybe for some of you, if you have hot springs near you, but it really is this tender day. And even if like, I would invite, and this is my own invitation of just interpreting this energy, even if maybe you don't have a strong relationship with your mother, but like having a deeper appreciation for the mother. That could be Earth, right? Doing something in honor of the Earth, or your own inner mother. How are you mothering yourself? How are you nourishing yourself, right? This is where we can really lean into those archetypes and understanding them for ourselves. And I personally am like moving through the energy of like shifting from maidenhood into motherhood. Not physically, I am not with child, but I feel like I have birthed a lot of creations as of this year, and with my community space as well. By the way, for those of you who aren't aware, I have a whole Discord community. It's called the House of Celestial Magic. We have almost 400 people in there that are showing up every day and being a part of this tribe, and I freaking love it. Like my heart is so full, and it's been like so sweet to watch it take its own form, and I get to like step back. It's kind of that thing like that mothers go through where like your child becomes its own person, and I'm like just taking a step back, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is its own thing now, and it's so beautiful. But oh yeah, actually, absolutely. Yeah. In the Discord, there is specific channels for astrology. Now for me, I might not be the one to answer them, but we actually have people who are astrologers also in that space. My friend Ollie is an astrologer. We have Montana, who's also an astrologer. We have a lot of different people in there that know astrology and that are happy to like dive into answering questions as well. But speaking of questions, just to wrap up the live stream here and this portion of it for my live stream recap, just again to recap all the energy for the week. Monday, May 4th, we have Mars squaring Jupiter. Tuesday, May 5th, Mercury squares Pluto. On Wednesday, May 6th, Pluto stations retrograde for about 6 months, a little less than 6 months. And then Sunday, May 10th is Mother's Day, and also the sun is sextile Jupiter. But I would like to open the floor for astrology questions. Let me jump back to this screen here, and we'll jump here.